Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, you're very welcome. If you're new here, you're also very welcome as well. So today's video is going to be a very interesting one, and I believe it is one that we would have a lot of lessons to learn from. So today I'm going to be talking about how my business went crashing down from 100 literally to a zero. I'm going to be talking about how my business that I built for 4 years went crashing to the ground with nothing, like no trace to look back at. So, as you listen, may you be blessed. So, how did this story start? This story came about in 2023, which was last year. So, if you watched my previous video, you see where I spoke about how I built my business from 7,000 naira to a six-figure business. So basically, I was into fashion. I was doing men and women fashion. I was doing a lot of things. I was selling tote bags, vintage shirts, men's shoes, female ready to wear. Like I was just doing a lot of things. And the major idea behind my business is basically building a full option um, fashion brand that involves men, women, children, clothes, shoes, and bags, right? So for everything I was doing, I always wanted to like brand it with my name. Like my shirts, I used to make them myself. Even before I started making my shirts myself, like when I get thrifts, I'll put my tags on them, and when I start making myself, I always put my label, my tags. And for my shoes, I would always customize my cartons with my name and all. So like I was basically building a fashion brand. And trust me, that dream is not dead yet. It's still going to come back to life by the special grace of God. It's just a matter of time. So like that was the business I was running prior to all of this, right? So how it started was when I heard about a certain girl that stayed where I lived, and she was into pre-order and importation business. So basically what that business does is that like they get pictures and videos from suppliers, post with prices. The goods are not yet on ground, but then you pay for them, and most times they are usually cheaper, right? So when you pay for them, they tell you, okay, your goods will arrive in like maybe 2 weeks or a month or something. They'll just give you like a timeline basically. So it's when they've gathered their orders, they now pay the supplier and bring the goods to you. But the interesting thing about this particular girl was that the things that she was posting were going for highly ridiculous prices. Because guys, tell me how she was posting washing machines for 5,000 naira, and this girl was posting literally everything that a human being would need to survive. She was posting keke napeps, she was posting cars, she was posting home appliances, kitchen appliances, phones, and what have you at ridiculous prices. As at that time when she was posting those things, she was posting iPhone. I can remember iPhone XR for 50,000 naira. And as at that time, you could not get iPhone XR in the market, the normal markets that we know, for less than 180k. And do you know the funniest part? Okay, you can say that, oh, this thing is obviously a scam and all of that. But the first set of goods that were ordered actually arrived. In fact, my own brother ordered an iPhone. He ordered two iPhone XRs, and those phones came. Like they came live. I saw them, you understand? So it was now beginning to look like, okay, it's either one of two things. It's either because like she has a very large volume of orders, so she orders in bulk directly from the warehouse, and so she gets them way cheaper, or is that our normal market sellers are literally cheating us and you know adding doing times 10 for their profits. So so many people began to like come under her and sell under her. So when she posts stuff, they also open groups, and then they will post on their groups, people will pay and all of that. Hmm, it was going well until people's goods began not to arrive again. But well, this is not even part of my story. I shouldn't even be telling her story. Let me tell my own story. So, anyways, when I saw this, I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. I started thinking, I was like, why not you know, rebrand or repackage my business and step into this and begin to post the things that she's posting, because she was posting things for ridiculous prices, guys. Bags that you would get for no less than 10k, she was posting them for like 2k. So obviously, a lot of people will buy. And I was also just thinking like, oh, this will make a lot of sense. So I even opened my group, and um that's not what I used to do, is that I used to send out like WhatsApp BCs, broadcast messages, and tell people to repost for me. Because I was using WhatsApp business. So I would get the link to my WhatsApp, send out to people to repost. And I can remember in the link like that I told people to repost, I wrote stuff like you get heels for as low as 6,000 naira, bags for as low as 4K. I mean, who does not like Awoof? A lot of people joined that group. Over 200 people were in that group chat. So I began posting the stuff that she was posting on her own group. And people started texting me and messaging me. They're like, Lois, be careful with this girl. Oh. I've ordered stuff for her from her now for a long time. I've not gotten my stuff and all. And when like two people messaged me and told me to be careful, I was like, okay, now I actually need to be careful since people have cautioned me, right? Because I was also still confused. I was like, but some things that have arrived before now, because the excuse that she was giving was that custom seized the goods and so they were still on their way. But later on, I was like, let me just leave it, because I saw another person on my contact list posting a an importation class. So I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. I was like, it seems like there's a lot of prospects in this importation business. So it's like, let me taste it and see how it will go for me, to know how to like structure my business and all of that. Because I was even beginning to think like, okay, if I can learn how to import from China, probably the idea I have for my business, for like a fully branded business, possibly I can begin to even get manufacturers in from China that will make bags for me and customize in my name, shoes, and all of those things. Like that was my end goal. So I was like, okay, if this is going to be more lucrative because of the prices, I'm going to have a lot of customers and a lot of turnover. It will be easy for me to like easily branch into that aspect of manufacturing and getting suppliers. And I was actually actively working towards it, right? So when I paid for this importation class, I paid for the importation class. And in fact, before I paid for the importation class, I asked the person, and she told me of a particular app where they buy stuff from, and the app is 1688. Guys, I went out and downloaded those apps, and the things I was seeing there were for totally and completely ridiculous prices. Like you would see a shoe that you would not see for less than 15K in the market, and I was seeing it for like 4,000 naira on this site, and I was like, okay, it seems like there is a great future in this thing. And I was just seeing things for really, really cheap prices. And I went and told her, I was like, I downloaded the app and I checked it out, because she also told me the exchange rate and all. And she was like, yes, that's how importation is. Importation is very lucrative. It's like oil money, yada yada. And I also asked her about shipping, because like I used to hear people talking about shipping fee and all of that. She was like, that no, that that's how importation business is. We get them at very cheap prices. That even when you add the shipping fee, you see that it's not so much and everything. I was like, okay, this really makes a lot of sense. And I was really, really excited. So that was how I eventually paid for the importation class. And as a business girly that I am, like once I see opportunities like this, I'm usually very, very excited. And because I've always like had that dream of having like a full option fashion brand, and I was anything that looks like it would take me close to that dream or towards that dream, like I'm always very excited to jump on it. And I was like, okay, this sounds very good and nice. And from that point, I even started really, really researching like manufacturing companies that can make clothes, shoes, bags, and all of that. Like I really, really started thinking very far and deep from that point. So I was like, you know what, let me even do the pre-order thing first, and then with time I would now divulge into getting like manufacturers to make those things for me. And I can remember that I even got even like the Alibaba app, and I tried to contact some suppliers on the app as well. But what I now realized was that if you really want to like fully brand your products and manufacture and get your own designs, you need a lot of capital, because many of them have MOQs, that's minimum order quantity, and usually a lot. So like you need to have gotten to a certain level in your business for you to, opt for that. Like you need to have a lot of capital on ground to want to get a manufacturer to make your own designs for you and all of that. So that was it basically. I paid for the class, attended the class. She taught us how to do it and all. That's how I went. Like I took her word for it about the shipping fee. Like she taught us the process of like getting goods, ordering for the goods, and making payments and all of that. And what I didn't know was that I wasn't just meant to like dive fully into it. I should have tested it out on a small scale before diving into it completely, irrespective of whatever she may have told me. And I believe this is something that we should all learn from this. Before you go fully into something, learn to test it out on a small scale, especially when it has to do with business and your capital is at stake. Start small before you go big. Like even if you have all the money, even if you have the resources that you need to like go fully and fully into it, it's still good to test it out. Always test out what you want to do before you go into it fully, just to avoid stories that touch. Because that was one major mistake I made. So basically, I took her word for it, the whole shipping thing and all. And since I already had a group that I was already posting that girl stuff on, I just continued using that my group and I was posting stuff from the website instead. Hmm. I know what, like I said before, you would see shoes that you would not get. You cannot, even your dreams, you can't get that shoe less than 15 in the market. I was seeing it for like 4K. I mean, in my mind, I felt like, okay, like turnover and all, because that girl, one reason why she was getting a lot of orders and customers was the prices at which she was posting her goods. So me, I was like that, okay, let me use this her tactic and not add too much profit to my own so that I'll get a lot of turnover. And guys, I got, oh my god, the turnover was overwhelming. See, that's those 4 set of pre-orders I did. I over 60 or that for me. I know probably it may not sound so much and all, but at the level and at the point at which I was, that was actually a lot of orders. Like people ordered for me. I got a lot of orders. And out of those 60 something people, one person was not ordering just one thing, like they were ordering a lot of things. And if possible, I would even add the picture of the goods for you guys to see, just so that you know what I'm talking about. Like but the others were, oh my god, the others were massive. Because I mean, I was posting things at giveaway prices, right? So what I was doing was that if I say it's shoe for 4K, I may just add 3K on top and be like, okay, I'll get my profits from the turnover and all. And let me not just add too much money, you understand? Since I was just starting, so that I'll get a lot of customers, attract a lot of customers, and probably with time begin to like increase my prices. Oh my god, it's so funny telling this story now, but at that time it wasn't funny at all, guys. So that was how I did it. I posted, people ordered, I got a lot of orders. My account was obese as at that point. Like, seeing that pre order made me have the amount I've never had in my accounts before. That pre-order, like I was already calculating myself, like I was already looking at myself as a millionaire. Like in my head, 2022 was my year of millions with the way things were going. Everything was going fine, guys, till it was time for me to check out my goods. That's when I found out and I realized I was boboed by the person that taught me. Like, and I was just like, haba. Like, you didn't have to go to that extent just to sell yourself. Like, it's not hard for you to really explain to someone that wants to do this, that okay, the prices you are seeing on the site, don't take that as the price. They calculate shipping fee based on weight and all those things. She didn't explain nada. She just made it look like the shipping fee was just one very negligible amount of fee. So it was when he came to practicalize it, that was when salt and pepper started entering my eye. Salt and pepper started entering my eye. And this is what I'm talking about is that I did pre-order. Like I posted these goods, people paid for them. I collected people's money. People's money were in my hand. More than five. I don't even know if I should call the exact amount, but just know that it was more than 500,000 naira of people that does not belong to me that was in my hand. So like you need that this thing is not something you can just play with anyhow because people's money are at stake. Okay, now that was how trying to check out. I realized that. Hmm, that this thing, that those prices they were writing on the site was just for fancy. Number one, you will pay local freight. You will pay service charge for each thing you are buying. The shipping fee was based on weight. And now the problem also was that I was now seeing that's why I said that that girl, the way she was running her business, the it affected my head because me that right from time I know that what I'm into, my business is about fashion. Tell me why I went and I was posting, oh God. Okay, what happened actually was that I knew somebody as at that time that was my friend, and he was into or he's into like electronics. And so when I was posting stuff, he was saying that, oh, that how about importing electronics and all. And in my head, I felt like, okay, if this person wants to buy electronics, like, why not just import it? So I went and I was ordering for things like ring lights, LED lights, tripod stands, and all. And he ordered a whole lot from me, guys. Oh my god, this guy ordered. I can't even remember how much what his order was, but it was a lot of money. I had another friend again that reached out to me. He was like, "Oh, he wants shoemaking machine. Can I import for him?" Guys, I was feeling like importer exporter. Your girl went and was importing heavy stuff, not knowing that this shipping fee is calculated based on weight. So that's how I went to. I ordered for the electronic stuff for the guy, and I also added my gain. But I mean, like the calculation was not right from the very beginning. So at the end of the day, like there was even no gain to look up to. Do you understand? Because yes, why they even actually came to meet me to import these things for them was because I was also like that. Okay, if there's anything you want, you can send a picture of what you want to me and I will get it for you. You understand? So when they now brought these things, I was like that share importation is importation, even if it's not in line with what I actually do, which is fashion. Like let me just do it and make the money from it. And those things really, oh my god, it really added to my troubles and my woes in this whole importation thing. So that was how when it was time to check out, I realized that the shipping fee was based on weight. And because of those heavy stuff I imported, at the end of the day, like the total kg was like 66 point something. And as at that time, the shipping fee was it 6.5 USD per kg plus 600 naira clearance fee, guys. Now I'm laughing. It's funny. Was at that time it wasn't funny at all. And as at that time, exchange rate was about 800 naira. So by the time you calculate everything, I was paying like 6,000 naira plus on 1 kg, and everything was 66 point something kg. So just make that calculation and see how much I paid on shipping minus the other service charge and was it local flights that I paid. So like you can just imagine how the thing was catching my head because that was not what I even had in mind. In fact, I just realized that I did not even tell the story very well because I didn't realize how much loss I was running at because I did not even understand the calculation yet. Like in my mind, I was actually complaining about I saw the weight 66 point something kg. I was complaining about the local flight and the service fee. I didn't know what was even waiting for me ahead. So it was after like few weeks for it to arrive to Nigeria. That was when I even realized that the shipping fee is calculated 6.5 USD per kg. And usually it's actually if I had not ordered those other sensitive goods, that's the ring light and all, it would have been 5.5 USD per kg. But because of the sensitive goods that I ordered, it's now ended up being 6.5 USD per kg. That was not the only problem, guys. The special goods that I ordered, that's the ring light and all, made the shipping to delay. And remember that I said that it was pre-order ID. So meaning I collected people's money, placed the order, and told them it was going to arrive in 2 weeks' time, not knowing that because I was ordering for special goods, it was not going to take 1 month. Imagine people being on your head for their goods, plus the financial problem and woe that you're going through. In fact, how I got to find out was one day, like it was when people were really pressuring me when our goods are going to land and all of that, because I actually had a lot of new customers from that, because like I said earlier on, I sent out my link. So a lot of new people, a lot of people that I did not know joined my group. And there were even people that joined my group that were reselling to other people, right? So it was not looking like, hope this girl is not a scam or something and all. And I just had to keep explaining. Aside the normal delay that was going to come because of the special goods that I ordered, the customs went on strike as at that period. So prior to that strike, the clearance fee package was even 500 naira. So it was after they came back from the strike that it increased to 600 naira. So it's just like they were just adding salt and pepper to my injury, salt and pepper to my injury. I can remember, I will never forget that day in school when I came back from class. And I just went because of the way people were disturbing me and all. And I said, let me even go and check my tracking, because like there's a place where you can track your goods to see where it's at. And that was when I saw the shipping fee. I was confused, guys. I was flabbergasted. Because, like, in my head, I was complaining about the local flight and the service charge, thinking that was what I was going to pay. I didn't know that there was shipping fee waiting for me in front. So when I saw it, I was just like, this kind of thing, like, you want to clean your eyes and ask and be like, am I seeing double? Like, is something going wrong here? Is everything okay? That was when I calculated everything. I can't even remember the calculation. I can't even remember how much I paid. But guys, it was not funny. It wasn't funny at all. The total money I got from the orders was 600 K plus. And the total money that I paid for everything, guys, I am very sure. I didn't even sit down to do the calculations because my heart was too heavy to make that calculation. But I'm very sure it was over 1 million. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, and I'm just happy that I can laugh about it now, because as at that time, it was not funny at all. Immediately I saw it, I just went and I called my brother. I was like, this is it too. That is it too. Like, this is what I just found out. This is what I just discovered, that I'm expected to pay over 6,000 naira, either 5,000 plus or 6,000 plus. I can't even remember exactly. Per kg for these goods are coming, and I don't know where the money is going to come from. I was like, oh my god, this is real intense damage. No wahala now. When you saw that one, and I think as at that time the goods were already close to arrival because customs had already called off the strike. So my guys, that's how I cleared everything in my account, everything. I'm not joking, that I've ever worked for. You see that previous video that I made that talk about building my business from 7,000 naira to a six-figure business. That six figure, those six figures that I struggled to build for 4 years, I wiped everything off my account. I bought some coins like cryptocurrency. Guys, I sold everything. Like, I was just like, eh, what is going on? The thing was really like film trick in my head. Like, when they say somebody ran into debt or ran into trouble and had to sell off their properties, that was literally what was happening to me. Like, I saw myself clearing my savings, I saw myself clearing my accounts, I saw myself selling my coins, like just selling every single thing I could just to make up. And now thinking back, I now even realize that I could have actually told them, oh, I realized so, 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 and so. Sorry, everybody has to pay extra money for shipping. Ah, yes, they will grumble. But I guess my head was too scattered as at that point. Like, I did not even think of that option. It didn't even come to my head at all. Like, I just embodied the loss 100% by myself, guys. And guess what, guys? Even after clearing, to know how much the loss was, Even after clearing my account, selling my coins, everything, I still had to borrow money to make up for the loss. I'm telling you, I still had to borrow money to be able to have the complete thing for the shipping. That was how bad and terrible it was. And so when I borrowed the money to make up for the shipping fee, my plan was to make up and pay back with some phones that I ordered. So that's another gist and story on its own. So remember I spoke about the girl like posting iPhone XRs for 50,000 naira. This girl, she was the genesis of my problems oh, because I was now making her as my role model. Like I was beginning to look at the things that she was doing, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And I was now getting inspiration from what she was doing. And oh my god, it really landed me in a lot of trouble. And I think one thing you should learn and pick up from here is that don't be distracted by what other people are doing. Don't be Never be distracted by another person's journey. You know what you want to do, you know what you want for yourself, you know what God has told you He wants you to do. But many times in life, we begin to look at left and right. We'll be like, oh, person A is doing this and it's working. This person is doing that and it's working. Then I should do it as well. It's not meant to be that way. You're meant to follow the script for your life. Go to God. God, what do you want me to do? What would you have me do? Don't be in a hurry to copy things. Don't be in a hurry to do things. Like learn to calm down and settle with God and have that conviction in your spirit as to whether you should do things or not. Don't allow excitement to take over you too much. Don't allow greed to take over you too much, guys. Because when I saw this thing, I was hearing the girl was really doing well. Everybody was literally talking about her, talking about how she was young, she was already a millionaire from what she was doing. And I was beginning to see myself like, are you sure being a millionaire will not be a good idea as well? And this led me into a lot of trouble and woes that till today, like I'm still trying to recover from what happened through that experience, right? So when she said that, when as I was learning from the importation class, I was already also thinking like, oh my god, like this phone thing is a good idea. Like how about getting a supplier, seeing how I can also get a supplier for phones and all of that. And I went to YouTube and I checked how to import phones from China or Asia or whatever. I can't remember what exactly I put in. And I was directed to a particular app called Made in China. And when I went to that app, like I was just checking like how I can see phones and all. And I can't remember what exactly, but I know that there was a place where I had to put my email. And I guess a lot of people got my email from there. And I started receiving mails from suppliers that were selling iPhones telling me to text with their WhatsApp contact, telling me to text them and all. So I texted like three, and these guys they sent me their business name, their business registration, everything. And I can remember that there was one particular one that I wanted to go with, and I was asking to do a video call with her, and she just got so angry. She flared up. She was like, "That she's not running a sexy business, something, something." She was just saying a lot of rubbish and she got angry and I was like, no, I won't even use this person again. And I was not even telling her, I was like, the reason why I'm asking to do a video call is because I want to be sure of where I'm putting my money. I want to be sure of what I'm doing. And she started saying things like, we're not thieves, it's Nigerians that are thieves and all. She was really rude. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to use this one again. And I now decided to use another one. Oh my goodness. So God, I took a lot of risks. Looking back now, I'm like, God, Lois, what gave you that kind of boldness to take that kind of risk that you took? Because it's my stubborn head. I still went. They gave me price list and all. I added my own gain and everything. It was still way below market price, right? And in my head, I was already calculating. I wanna be a billionaire. No, so that's how I went and I did pre-order for these phones that I did not know the supplier, I did not know the company, I did not know whatever. They just sent me registration certificate, and anybody can send you a fake registration certificate. Like I feel like if I was even doing pre-order for the one of the other Chinese sites, that was better because at least a lot of people order from there, so it is tested and trusted. But now sitting back and sitting down and looking back, and I'm like, what gave me the boldness to take that kind of risk to order with money that is not my own for things that I'm not even sure about from somebody that I've never ordered from? I don't know. See, guys, please be careful out there. Take your time, vet things. Don't be in a hurry. Don't allow greed overtake you. Oh my god. So that was how I started posting this price list, and two people paid eventually. And the total money, the conversion, I think it was like, was it $200 or so? I can't even remember. I can't really remember. And the agreement was that the phones were meant to arrive after 14 days. 14 days came and passed, and I sent this silly person, whether it's even a Nigerian that was chatting, and even lying there, they're a Chinese person, who even knows. I sent this person a message. Person did not reply me until after like how long? After like a week. And now, as at this point, I was already desperate because people were on my neck for the other goods that I ordered from China. So it was like there was a lot of pressure on my head. So sometimes, so when there's pressure on your head, like what you're meant to be thinking, if you're meant to think straight, you be thinking, if you're meant to be thinking right ways, you start thinking left sided. Do you understand? So that was where I was as at that point. I was under a lot of pressure. I was under so much pressure, guys. So that was how people paid for it, and I texted this person. This person did not text me back. So now I was now receiving basbos from different places, basbos from the goods I ordered, basbos from the phone people, right? And honestly speaking, like the phone people said were so nice. Oh my god, they were so nice because they did not even disturb me how I feel like they were meant to have disturbed me. Like they were so patient and nice to me, and I really, really thank God for that. And that's why sometimes, even when bad things happen to you, like if you sit back and look, you see that God was actually good and faithful to you through it all. Because like when you sit there and imagine, you realize that it could have been much worse than that. It could have actually been much worse than that. But God just found a way to just help you go through that season. So that was how she now replied me when it seemed deemed fit to her, when it seemed best to her to reply me that that currently the company has a large volume of orders, and they are only attending to orders that are 500 USD and above. As at this point, I was already like, suspicious, suspicious, but pressure. Like I was already thinking, I've already borrowed money for this shipping thing. Like this is meant to be my backup plan. This is something I'm meant to fall back to help me build capital back for my business and also pay back my debt that I was in. And guys, I topped it up to 500 USD. Ha! I foolishly topped it up to 500 USD. Foolishly. And that's how this woman kept posting it. Today she said they're on holidays. Tomorrow she said that I have to increase the orders to 1000 USD. The volume of orders is too much. Kini con, blah blah blah. And I said, okay, I want a refund. She now said, I can only get a refund after I pay. I just knew, you know what, Otilo, you discount for this as well. So guys, plus the phone money, plus everything, the debt went to 600k. I was in 600k debt. Like I'd already cleared my own accounts. Like bear in mind that I'd already cleared my own accounts. I'd already cleared my own coins. Then plus what I was owing the phone people, plus what I borrowed for the shipping, everything, I was in debt of 600,000 naira. 600k, guys. Hey, God of mercy. Jehovah Jireh Nisi. Eh? I was like, no, 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 no. See, I've never been in so much unrest in my life. As in, I don't even want to sit down and start describing what I was feeling at that point in my life. I'm telling you, like, that's why I know that if I was not suicidal at that point in my life, then I can't be again. I can't be again. Like it felt like the whole world was on my head. My whole world came crumbling down. During that period, I lost so much weight. Like me myself, like normally I'm a very skinny person. So imagine someone that is very skinny already now losing so much weight. I was losing so much weight. It was not funny. I can remember that period. I did a 3 day dry prayer and fasting. I was only taking fruits at night. Because I was like, God, you need to intervene in this matter. You need to come into this matter. And long story short, like I even had to tell my parents about it because I just felt like the thing had just escalated too much. My parents were mad, they were angry. My mom, I didn't even tell my parents actually. I told my mom and she agreed to pay off one of the phone people that I was owing. She paid off 100K. And so my debt was remaining 600K. Sorry, 500K. And I kind of settled, like I borrowed from people I knew and I settled the people I don't know that was owing so I know that okay, now this thing is now between me and the people around me, between me and the people I know. So that was how the story went, but it didn't even end there. I remember one time I now sat down and I really went through a lot. I received a message on my phone saying you've been selected for a job, you will get 80,000 naira daily, blah blah blah. Hmm. Guys, in this life and just pray you won't be under pressure because when you're under pressure you find yourself doing things that you normally wouldn't do. You find yourself doing things that you normally wouldn't even give a second thought to because of the kind of pressure you are at that point in your life. And so that's how I did this thing. I logged in, I went, registered an account. They'll tell you you perform so tasks and God. The thing is that long and short of the story is that I cashed out for the first two. The last one, I lost over 70K, and that money was my project money. That money was my project money. How I salvaged that situation was that there was one money that I had inside one account that I could not access that I was actually meant to use to pay off one of the people that I borrowed money from so that I know that okay my debt is dropping. um I had to use that money for my project and also salvage from my feeding money. Me that was already losing weight before, I was losing weight more. It wasn't funny, guys. But looking back, I see that God was faithful because even when the things arrived from Lagos, thank God I had a friend that offered to help me pay the way bill and consistent help, picking the things up from the park. My brother helped me. I went to my uncle's house to sort out the goods and everything. And it was a really, really difficult season that taught me a lot of things. And if you don't learn anything from this video, guys, please, before you try out something full scale, no matter how juicy or good it sounds, learn to test before you try. Also learn to when you want to do something new, learn to travel in prayer before you go head into it. Because I didn't even take out time to pray. I just thought, you know what, this thing really, really sounds so good. And please avoid distraction. Because I saw this girl doing these things, I got distracted and I went to go and be doing what God did not send me to do. I went to go and be doing something that is not in the prescription of my life at all. That is not related to what I'm meant to be doing. What business do I have with friends? What business do I have with shoemaking machine? What business do I have with ring light? Avoid distraction, please. Stay focused. And right now, the good thing is that I've actually stepped in of my debts, and by the special grace of God, as I'm making this video, by the end of this month, I will be done with my debt. And my dream is still not dead. My dream is very, very much alive. And I know that that fashion brand that I've always wanted to have, I will have it for men, women, and children. And when I do it, I will post this video to remind the world of God's faithfulness. And God is good, God is kind. And honestly speaking, what I passed through is actually enough for you to sit down and take your life. I'm not even joking. It is more than enough for you to take your life. It is more than enough for you to get into depression. But even as I was going through those things, guys, I had joy in chaos. I'm not joking. You will not know, you won't know. I'm sure some people that were around me as at that point, if they are watching this video, they'll be very surprised because the only people that knew about this thing were my family members, like my immediate family, my parents, my siblings, and that was it. Honestly speaking, I didn't even tell people, oh, this is it, that was it, and people did not know. that I passed through something like this. I had joy in chaos. And one song that really helped me during that season of my life was I Get Back In. Like I just kept singing it, I get back in. I walk with God the Father, I walk with God the Son, we walk with hosts of angels, three of them join, I get back in. Like I just that song gave me so much comfort that Alois, you're going through so much, but you are not alone. You are not alone. Like God really helped me navigate that season. God really saw me through. Like He gave me strength that I never knew I had. And today now, like I'm currently not in business. But guess what, guys? This girl is going to come back bigger and better. And I'm happy I'm making this video so that when I come back, you people will know that God has used my life to tell a story. And we've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned something from this. And I hope you don't fall into what I fell into because it wasn't funny at all. Don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until the next one, bye.